Hello, this is Jonathan Wood from Soft Circuits. In this video, I want to demonstrate using the extended combo box control to display images for each item in a combo box. The extended combo box control provides a number of features not available with standard combo box controls. And these features include the ability to save the list items to the registry, list item indentation, and auto completion. However, in this video, I'll just focus on using the control to associate an image with each list item. In a previous video, I discussed creating owner-draw list controls, where you can draw anything you like for each list item. But if all you want to do is just add an image to each item, the CComboBoxEx class makes this easier without needing to implement all the code required for an owner-draw combo box. Now I should point out that I'm using Visual Studio 2008 Service Pack 1 and that you will need the same version or later in order to run the projects created in this video. So let's go ahead and create a project. And we'll make it an MFC application. And I will call it ComboBoxEx. And we'll just handle this in a dialog box. So I'll go ahead and make it a dialog box application, and I'll accept the defaults for the rest. So we have a regular combo box, and then towards the end of the list, we have the extended combo box. And so I'm going to put an instance of that on the dialog box. Go ahead and shrink it up a little bit. And of course we have different styles. For simplicity, I'm just going to make it a drop list. So we'll change the type property to drop lists. A drop down is like an edit control where you can type text in and also drop down a list. A drop list is simply a fixed list that can drop down. You can't type anything in. And then go ahead and create a variable to encapsulate that control. So the category, we select control as opposed to value. And the name of the control that will represent that, or rather the name of the object, the variable that will encapsulate that control, we'll call it m_wind combo x. And this will create that member variable for me eventually. Now, in order to display the images in a ComboBoxEx control, we use the CImageList control and that controls our images, that holds our images, and the ComboBoxEx control will interface with the CImageList control to display those images. So we'll go to our dialog box and we'll declare our image list control here. That way it will be destroyed when our class is destroyed, and we'll make sure everything gets cleaned up correctly. So we'll declare a CImageList and we'll call it m_ImageList. And we'll go to our code. Our code that initializes the dialog box where it displays, and the first thing we need to do is create the image list control, and we need an image associated with that. Now, to save time, I have a bitmap, and we'll add that to the project. And as you can see, it's a single bitmap with 4 tiled images, and it's basically a red X and a green check mark, and then the same controls are repeated again, only a little brighter, and that's the one we're going to use. And it's been given the ID of IDB_bitmap1, and we'll just stick with that for now. So we need to create our image list control, so we'll call the create method, and the first thing we want is our the ID of our bitmap resource, so we'll specify that. We'll specify the width of each image so that it knows how many there are from given the entire width, and each tiled image is 16 pixels wide, and we're not going to be resizing it, so just set 0 for grow. And also the other thing in the image was it used magenta for the background, and we want that area to be transparent, so we'll specify the mask color of magenta, which is 255 red, no green, and 255 blue. So that creates our control, and then we need to associate the image list with our ComboBoxEx control. So we'll call the setImageList method, and we'll pass the address of our image list control. So the next thing I want to do is put some items in our list. We'll populate the extended combo box. And we'll put 25 random items in there. We're going to need a couple of variables. I'll need a string to work with. And then we need a structure, a ComboBoxEx item structure. And we'll just call it CBEI for ComboBoxEx item. And then each time through the loop, we'll need to populate that structure to define the item that we're adding. So we'll say CBEI, and the first one we want to set is the mask, and that tells it which one of the members should be contain meaningful data and which ones can be ignored. So we want to specify the text, and CBEIF. We want to specify the image, CBEIF, and we want to specify the selected image, which I'll discuss later, and CBEIF underscore overlay, which I will also discuss later. And we'll specify the item and that'll just be equal to our loop variable, which is I. So we'll set our string, our text for the item, and we'll just say item number, and then we'll put the number of this item, and we'll make it 1 based. And then we'll set the we'll point the text member to that. Now we have S, which is a string, and we can typecast it to a pointer to a string constant, which causes the CString class to simply return a pointer to the string itself. But since the ComboBoxEx item structure is also used for retrieving items, it is not a constant. So I'm going to cast it again just to a regular string pointer. Not perfect form, but it'll do. And next we'll specify our image. The image is a zero-based index into the image in the image list. So we'll just specify what we'll do is we'll alternate. So we'll just say I and 1. So the first one will be 0, the second one will be 1, the third one will be 0, and the fourth one will be 1, and so on. Now the next item is the selected image, and that is the image that is displayed next to the list item when that item is selected. So you can have a different item that appears, a different image rather, that appears when it's selected than when it's not selected. Now I have to warn you, on both Vista and XP I've found that this did not work reliably. I found that if I had a different selected image than the regular image, it would show the correct one when it was selected, but then when it was unselected it did not restore to the original image. I don't know why this is. I wasn't able to find any information on it, but in most cases you don't need to do that. If you do need to do that, you may want to research it, but for this excuse me, example, I'm just going to set the selected image to the same as the unselected image, and that way I don't have to delve into that issue that's only going to happen every once in a while. Now the next one is the overlay image. Now the overlay allows you to it's not documented with the ComboBoxEx Control, which is unfortunate, but the reason is because it's really more of an image list function. The image list control allows you to define a number of bitmaps, and then it allows you to define smaller bitmaps that can be overlaid the first bitmaps. Why would you want to do that? Well, say you have a list of drives and your images are little pictures of drives, and say a drive isn't working, you may want to overlay like a little red exclamation in the corner that will show that there's an issue associated with that. So that's what the overlay is used for. Now notice that iImage and iSelectedImage are both 0 based. The overlay is 1 based, and the overlay is set to 0 when there is no overlay, and that's what we're doing here. So I'll just set it to 0. So that's all we need. We can now add it to the combo box. And we'll call insert item, and we'll pass the address of the ComboBoxEx item structure. And let's go ahead and take a look at that. Now nothing's really dropping down, and the reason is because I failed to resize the combo box. Now if you worked with a combo box, you know that the height is automatic. However, there is a height by clicking over the down arrow that determines the height of the drop down portion of the control. So let's try that now. So there's our list. If we select an item, it displays in the main part of the control, and we can see we're alternating the two of those images from my bitmap. Now if needed, you can declare a variable associated with the control, and one of the methods that you then get is called setItem. This allows you to change the properties of a list item at runtime if you want to, or rather an item that's already been added to the list. So that's all there is to it. It's definitely quite a bit less work than implementing an owner draw combo box, where you're responsible for custom drawing each item in the list. And if used appropriately, associating an image with each item in a combo box can enrich the user experience of your application and provide additional visual clues to make it easier to understand the information that your application displays.